Yo, buckle up for a wild ride full of love, lies, and some straight-up Atlanta chaos. This is the story of Jackson Reed and Tiana Carter, two people who crash into each other like a bad car wreck and somehow make it hot as hell. Before we dive in, drop a comment below and tell us where you're reading from: Atlanta, Chicago, or maybe just your mama's couch. Let's get into it. The sun was beating down on Atlanta like it had a personal vendetta, turning the asphalt into a damn skillet. West End was alive with its usual hustle. Kids shooting hoops on a cracked court, old heads arguing over dominoes, and Drake's latest track blasting from a busted Bluetooth speaker. At Carter's Auto, a gritty little repair shop wedged between a barber and a soul food joint, the air smelled of motor oil, sweat, and something faintly like burnt rubber. Tools clanged, tires squealed, and Tiana Carter was in her element, cussing out a stubborn engine like it owed her money. Tiana, 28, was a force of nature. Her dark skin glistened under the Georgia heat, her braids tied back in a messy bun that somehow looked sexy as hell. She wore a black tank top, grease-streaked and clinging to her curves, with cut-off jeans that showed off legs strong enough to kick a man's ass. Her eyes, sharp and unapologetic, could cut through bullshit faster than a torque wrench. Raised by her mama, Brenda, and her loudmouth brother, Reggie, Tiana was a mechanic by trade and a community warrior by heart. She was fighting tooth and nail to keep West End from turning into another condo wasteland, and she didn't have time for fools especially, not the one about to roll into her shop. Jackson "Jax" Reed, 33, was the opposite of West End's grit. A tech millionaire who'd built Flirt Zone, a dating app that made him richer than God. Jax lived in a midtown penthouse with floor-to-ceiling windows and a fridge full of overpriced kombucha. With his chiseled jaw, hazel eyes, and a smirk that screamed trouble, he'd broken more hearts than he could count. But the endless parade of gold diggers and Instagram models had left him hollow. "I'm done with fake-ass women," he told his assistant Gabe one night over whiskey. "I want someone real." So he cooked up a plan, ditch the Rolex, trade his Ferrari for a beat-up Chevy, and become J. Coleman, a broke-ass nobody looking for love. Dumb? Hell yeah. But Jax was desperate. Today, Jay was sweating bullets in a thrift store flannel and ripped jeans, driving a 2002 Chevy Impala that rattled like it was on its last breath. The car had been Gabe's idea. Authenticity, boss. But now it was smoking like a chimney on I-20. Jax cursed under his breath, pulling into Carter's Auto just as the engine gave a final, pathetic sputter. He hopped out, wiping his brow, and immediately felt out of place. The shop was chaos, tires stacked like Jenga, a rusted sign reading, "Carter's Auto, we fix it or you're fucked." And Tiana bent over a Mustang, her ass looking like a damn work of art. "Yo, anybody here?" Jax called, trying to sound casual but coming off like a nervous frat boy. Tiana slid out from under the Mustang, wiping her hands on a rag. She sized him up, one eyebrow raised. "You the one killing my vibe with that smoky-ass car?" Her voice was all Atlanta smooth, sharp, with a "don't fuck with me" edge. Yeah," Jax stammered, thrown by her intensity. "It just died. Can you fix it?" Tiana snorted, tossing the rag over her shoulder. "Can I fix it? Boy, I could rebuild this junker blindfolded. Question is, can you afford me?" She stepped closer, and Jax caught a whiff of her cheap coconut perfume mixed with motor oil. Damn, why was that so hot? "I got some cash," he lied, patting his pocket like a broke dude would. "Name's J. Coleman." Tiana Carter. She didn't offer a handshake, just pointed at the Chevy. "Pop the hood, Jay. Let's see how bad you fucked this up." Jax fumbled with the hood latch, feeling her eyes on him. He finally got it open, and Tiana leaned in, muttering about spark plugs and dumbass drivers. Trying to seem useful, Jax grabbed a wrench from a nearby toolbox and crouched beside her. "Need help?" Tiana shot him a look. "You know how to use that, or you just trying to look cute?" "Cute?" Jax grinned, leaning closer. "I mean, if you think so." "Shut up and hold this." She shoved a flashlight at him, her fingers brushing his. A spark shot through him, and not the electrical kind. They worked in silence for a minute, Tiana's hands moving like she was conducting a damn orchestra. Then Jax, trying to loosen a bolt, slipped. The wrench clattered, and a bucket of motor oil perched on a shelf above them tipped over. "Fuck!" Tiana yelped as oil splashed everywhere, her tank top, his flannel, their faces. It was like a scene from a bad porno, except nobody was laughing. Yet, shit, I'm sorry. Jack scrambled to his feet, slipping in the mess and nearly face-planting. Tiana grabbed his arm, steadying him, but her foot caught a slick patch. They both went down, hard, Jax landing on top of her in a tangle of limbs and curses. "Get your dumb ass off me," Tiana snapped, but her voice cracked with a laugh. Their faces were inches apart, oil dripping from Jax's hair onto her cheek. Her chest heaved under his, and holy hell, her body felt like fire against him. Those sharp eyes locked on his, and for a split second, neither moved. "Damn, you're kinda hot when you're mad," Jax blurted, his brain short-circuiting. Tiana's jaw dropped. "You did not just say that, you greasy-ass idiot." But her lips twitched, and before she could shove him off, something shifted. Maybe it was the adrenaline. Maybe it was the ridiculousness of it all, but Jax leaned in and Tiana didn't pull away. Their lips crashed together, hot and messy, oil smearing between them. Her hands gripped his shirt, pulling him closer, and he groaned into her mouth, tasting salt and rebellion. His fingers slid down her waist, her curves slick under his touch, and she arched into him, biting his lip just hard enough to make him see stars. "Fuck, Tiana," he growled, one hand tangling in her braids. She kissed him harder, nails digging into his back, and for a hot second, it felt like they might rip each other's clothes off right there in the oil-soaked mess. But then, bam, the door flew open. "Yo, what the fuck is going on in here?" Reggie Carter, Tiana's brother, stood in the doorway, all 6'2" of him, looking ready to murder. His dreads swung as he gaped at the scene. His sister and some random dude covered in oil, tangled up like they were filming a damn sex tape. Tiana shoved Jax off, scrambling to her feet. "Reggie, chill. It's not what it looks like." Jax, still on the floor, wiped oil from his eyes. "Yeah, man, we just, slipped." "One." Reggie crossed his arms, smirking. "Slipped, huh? Into each other's damn mouths? Man, you got some balls, greasy boy." "Reggie, shut up," Tiana snapped, her cheeks burning. She grabbed a rag, tossing one to Jax. "Get cleaned up, Jay, before I charge you double for this bullshit." Jax caught the rag, heart still racing. "Yes, ma'am." He shot her a grin, and she rolled her eyes, but there was a spark in her look that said this wasn't over. The rest of the afternoon was a blur of awkward tension and stolen glances. Tiana got the Chevy running barely and told Jax it cost him $200. "But since you look like you're eating ramen for dinner, I'll cut you a break," she said, leaning against the counter. "Help me clean this shop, and we're square." "Clean?" Jax glanced at the chaos of tools, tires, and oil stains. "You serious?" "As a heart attack," Tiana smirked, tossing him a broom. "Unless you want to owe me for real." "Lay." Jax groaned but took the broom, figuring it was his chance to stick around. They worked side by side as the sun dipped low, Tiana barking orders like a drill sergeant. "Sweep, don't just push dirt around, Jay. Damn, you ever held a broom before?" "Nah, I usually got people for that," he said, then caught himself. Back when I had a job." Tiana narrowed her eyes. "You're weird as hell, you know that." He laughed, dodging her question. They fell into an easy rhythm, trading jabs and stories. Tiana talked about growing up in West End, how her mama taught her to change oil at 12, and how she was fighting to keep the neighborhood from turning into condo hell. Jax, careful not to blow his cover, spun a half-true tale about freelancing and figuring shit out. Every time their hands brushed passing a wrench, grabbing the same rag as skin buzzed like he'd been shocked. By 8 p.m., the shop was spotless, and Tiana looked impressed despite herself. "Not bad, rookie. You might not be totally useless." "High praise," Jax teased, wiping sweat from his brow. His flannel was trashed, but he felt more alive than he had in years. "So, we good now?" Tiana crossed her arms, studying him. "You still owe me for that oil stunt. Buy me some wings at Rusty's, and I might forgive your clumsy ass." "Wings?" Jax's stomach growled at the thought. "You got a deal." Rusty's bar was a West End staple, all sticky floors, neon signs, and a jukebox pumping Outcast. The smell of hot sauce and fried chicken hit them as they slid into a booth, Tiana's boots clomping on the wood. She ordered a basket of blazing hot wings and 2 Heinekens, waving off Jax's attempt to pay. "I got this," she said, pulling out a crumpled 20. "You look like you're scraping pennies." Jax winced, hating the lie but loving her vibe. "You always this generous?" "Only when I feel sorry for someone." She grinned, licking sauce off her fingers in a way that made his brain short-circuit. "So Jay, what's your deal? You ain't from around here. That's for damn sure." He sipped his beer, stalling. "Just a guy trying to start over. Moved to Atlanta for new vibes." "Vibes?" Tiana laughed, loud and real. "Man, you sound like a damn influencer. What you really want out of life?" The question hit harder than he expected. Jax leaned back, the truth clawing at him. "Something real," he said, voice low. "No games, no bullshit. Just someone who gets me." Tiana's eyes softened, just for a second. "That's not too much to ask. But real talk? You gotta be real to get real." She tapped his chest with a sauce-covered finger, leaving a smudge on his shirt. "Don't play me, Jay. I got a wrench and a temper." He caught her hand, holding it a beat too long. "No games, Tiana. Promise." She pulled back, smirking. "We'll see about that, pretty boy." They talked for hours, the bar emptying around them. Tiana shared stories about her mama's cornbread recipe and how Reggie once tried to pimp their old Buick with LEDs that caught fire. Jax laughed till his sides hurt, spinning lies about Jay's life, but letting real bits slip: his love for old-school rap, his dream of building something that mattered. When Tiana yawned and checked her phone, it was past midnight. "Shit, I gotta open the shop at 7, she said, standing. "This was cool, Jay. Don't make me regret it." "How about we do it again?" Jax asked, heart pounding. "Coffee, wings, whatever you want." Tiana tilted her head, like she was sizing up a car engine. "All right, pretty boy. Saturday noon, at the coffee spot on MLK. Don't be late, or I'm charging you interest." Jax grinned, watching her walk out, hips swaying like a damn melody. For the first time in years, he felt something real, something worth chasing. But as he drove the creaky Chevy back to his penthouse, a text from Gabe lit up his phone. "Yo, boss, your sister's asking questions. She knows you're AWOL. Watch your ass." Jax cursed under his breath. The game was just getting started, and he was already in deep shit. "Yo, y'all feeling that heat between Jax and Tiana?" That oil-soaked kiss was straight up wild. Drop a comment with where you're vibing from: Atlanta, New York, or somewhere crazy. Smash that subscribe button and hit the bell to catch the next part. Trust me, shit's about to get way messier. The Atlanta heat hadn't let up, turning West End into a damn sauna. It'd been a week since Jax Reed, a.k.a. Jay Coleman, and Tiana Carter got tangled up in that oil-soaked lip-locking disaster at Carter's Auto. Jax, the 33-year-old tech millionaire behind Flirt Zone, was still riding the high of Tiana's fire. She was everything his penthouse life lacked: real, raw, and not here for his bullshit. But pretending to be a broke-ass nobody was harder than he thought, and the cracks in his lie were starting to show. Tiana, 28, was back at her shop, wrench in hand, braids swinging as she tore into a busted radiator. Her dark skin glowed under the shop's fluorescent lights, her tank top hugging curves that could stop traffic. She was still pissed about Jax's clumsy oil stunt, but that kiss? Shit. It'd been replaying in her head like a Megan Thee Stallion track. She wasn't ready to admit it, but Pretty Boy had her curious. Still, Tiana Carter didn't play games especially, not with shady dudes who seemed off. Saturday rolled around, and Jax showed up at the coffee shop on MLK Drive, right on time. The place was a West End gem. Mismatched chairs, walls covered in local art, and the smell of burnt espresso thick in the air. Jax wore his broke, uniform-faded jeans, a thrift store tee, and sneakers that screamed, "I'm struggling." His heart did a flip when Tiana walked in, rocking a red crop top, high-waisted shorts, and a smirk that said she knew she was bad as hell. "You actually showed," Tiana said, sliding into the seat across from him. "Thought you'd bail after that oil shit show." "Nah, I'm tougher than I look." Jax grinned, pushing a coffee her way. "Black, 2 sugars, right?" She raised an eyebrow, impressed. "You pay attention. That's new." She sipped, eyeing him over the rim. "So Jay, what's good? You still figuring shit out or you got a plan?" Jax leaned back, dodging the truth like a pro. "Just taking it day by day, you know. Hustling. What about you? Saving the world one car at a time?" Tiana laughed, loud and real. "Something like that. Trying to keep West End from turning into Condo City. These developers are shady as fuck, buying up everything. I'm pushing for a community center, teach kids to fix cars, code, whatever. But the city's giving me hell." "One. That's dope," Jax said, meaning it. "You're out here changing lives." "Don't gas me up, pretty boy." Tiana pointed a finger, but her eyes sparkled. "You want to help? We got a fundraiser tomorrow. Show up, or I'm charging you for that oil spill." "Deal," Jax said, heart racing. He was in deep, and he didn't care. The fundraiser was at a community lot off Ralph David Abernathy, all cracked pavement and chain-link fences. Kids ran wild, old folks grilled ribs, and Reggie, Tiana's DJ brother, spun a mix of Outcast and Future that had the whole block vibing. Jax showed up in a borrowed hoodie, trying to blend in, but he stuck out like a sore thumb. Tiana, in a yellow sundress that hugged her like a second skin, was in boss mode, directing volunteers and charming donors. "Yo, Jay, grab those paint cans," she called, tossing him a rag. "We're sprucing up this wall." "Paint?" Jax caught the cans, nearly dropping one. "I'm more of a desk guy." Tiana snorted. "Desk guy? Man, you're useless. Follow my lead." They worked side by side, splashing bright colors on the wall, blues, reds, a mural of hands holding tools. Jax was a mess, paint on his face, but Tiana's laugh made it worth it. "You look like a damn kindergartner," she teased, smearing paint on his cheek. "Oh, it's like that?" Jax flicked paint at her, hitting her dress. She gasped, then tackled him, both of them laughing like idiots. For a second, with her pinning him to the ground, paint dripping, it felt like they could be something real. Then Reggie's voice cut through. "Yo, Tiana, this dude for real?" Reggie loomed over them, dreads swinging, arms crossed. At 32, he was built like a linebacker and protective as hell. "He's giving me weird vibes." Tiana rolled her eyes, standing. "Chill, Reg. Jay's cool." "Cool, huh?" Reggie glared at Jax. "We'll see, pretty boy." Jax swallowed, brushing paint off his jeans. Reggie's radar was on, and that was bad news. Over the next week, Jax and Tiana fell into a rhythm coffee runs, late-night talks at Rusty's, even a drive-in movie where they argued over popcorn and almost kissed again. Jax was hooked, but the J. Coleman act was a tightrope. Tiana noticed shit he couldn't explain, like when he fumbled at a gas station, unsure how to use a prepaid card, or when he called an Uber instead of taking the bus. "Man, you act like you never been broke," Tiana said one night, splitting a plate of wings. "What's up with that?" Jax shrugged, heart pounding. "Just bad at budgeting, you know?" She squinted, not buying it. "You better not be playing me, Jay. I got a mean right hook." "No games," he lied, hating himself. "You're too real for that." Tiana smirked, but her eyes lingered, searching. "Keep it that way, pretty boy." Meanwhile, trouble was brewing uptown. Serena Reed, Jax's older sister, was a 38-year-old shark in a pantsuit, running Flirt Zone's finances with an iron grip. She'd noticed Jax ditching Gallus in board meetings, and her spidey sense was tingling. "He's up to something," she told her assistant, sipping a martini in her Buckhead office. "Find him." She hired Bobby, a private investigator who looked like he'd stumbled out of a bad 80s cop show, beer gut, fake Ray-Bans, and a habit of talking to himself. Bobby wasn't cheap, but he was nosy, and Serena wanted answers. "Follow Jackson," she ordered. "I want dirt." Bobby tailed Jax to the fundraiser, snapping blurry photos from behind a dumpster. He caught Jax and Tiana laughing, paint splattered, looking like a damn couple. "Gotcha, rich boy," Bobby muttered, texting Serena the pics, but in his rush, he tripped over a trash can, crashing with a loud fuck that echoed across the lot. Tiana spun around. "Who's that creep over there?" Jax froze, recognizing Bobby's tacky jacket. Probably just a drunk," he said, steering her away. "Let's check the grill." But Reggie wasn't letting it slide. "Nah, that dude's shady," he said, squinting. "I'm keeping an eye on your boy, Tiana." Back at his penthouse, Jax was pacing, still in his paint-stained hoodie. Gabe, his 25-year-old assistant with a K-pop obsession and zero filter, lounged on the couch, scrolling X. "Boss, you're fucked," Gabe said, tossing his phone. "Serena's got her claws out. She called me twice today asking where you are." "Shit," Jax groaned, running a hand through his hair. "What did you tell her?" "That you're on a spiritual retreat," Gabe smirked. "She didn't buy it. Said you're probably banging some hood chick." "Her words, not mine." Jax shot him a look. "Tiana's not some hood chick. She's different." Gabe raised an eyebrow. "Different how? Like I'm in love different, or she's hot and I'm dumb different?" "Both," Jax admitted, sinking into a chair. "I can't keep lying to her, man. But if I tell her I'm a millionaire, she'll think I'm just another rich asshole playing games." Which you kinda are," Gabe pointed out, dodging Jax's thrown sneaker. "Look, either come clean or pray she don't find out. But Serena, she's a bloodhound." Jax's phone buzzed Serena. He let it go to voicemail, but her message was ice cold. "Jackson, I know you're hiding something. Meet me tomorrow, or I'm digging deeper. Don't test me." "Fuck," Jax muttered. He was in too deep, and the clock was ticking. The next day, Jax showed up at the community lot to help Tiana set up for a kids' workshop. She was teaching teens to change tires, her hands flying as she explained lug nuts like it was poetry. Jax, useless with tools, handed her wrenches and tried not to stare at her ass in those jeans. The kids loved her, calling her Miss T, and roasting Jax for dropping a socket. "Man, you're hopeless," Tiana laughed, nudging him. "How you survived this long?" "Charm," Jax grinned, winking. She rolled her eyes, but her smile said she wasn't mad. That's when Reggie pulled up in his tricked-out Jeep, music blasting. He hopped out, dreads bouncing, and cornered Jax by a stack of tires. "Yo, pretty boy, we need to talk." Jax's stomach dropped. "What's good, man?" Reggie leaned in, voice low. "I heard you on the phone last night talking to some dude named Gabe. Sounded like you're mixed up with those condo assholes trying to buy out West End. You playing my sister?" Jax's mind raced. He'd been on the phone with Gabe, bitching about Serena, but Reggie must have overheard. "Nah, man, you got it twisted," he said, hands up. "I'm not with those suits. I'm just helping Tiana." "Helping, huh?" Reggie's eyes narrowed. "You better not be fucking with her, or I'll bury your ass under this lot." Tiana walked over, catching the tension. "Reg, what's your deal? Jay's cool." "Is he?" Reggie snapped. "I heard him talking some shady shit. Ask him who Gabe is." Tiana turned to Jax, arms crossed. "Who's Gabe, Jay? And don't give me no bullshit." Jax's mouth went dry. "He's a friend, just helping me with some job stuff." "Job stuff?" Tiana's voice was sharp. "You said you're unemployed. What kind of job needs late-night calls?" "It's complicated," Jax said, hating how weak it sounded. "Can we talk later?" Tiana's face hardened. "You got secrets, Jay? 'Cause I don't fuck with liars." "I'm not lying," he said, half true. "I'm here for you, Tiana. That's real." She studied him, eyes like lasers. "You better not be working for those condo fuckers, Jay. I swear to God I'll end you." Reggie smirked. "Told you, sis. Dude's shady." Enough, Reg, Tiana snapped, but doubt clouded her face. Jay, you're on thin ice. Don't fuck this up. Jax nodded, heart sinking. He'd dodged a bullet, but the gun was still loaded. That night, Serena ambushed Jax at a midtown bar, all sleek blazer and cold fury. The place was upscale marble counters, overpriced cocktails, the kind of spot Jax used to own. Now, in his fake broke jeans, he felt like a fraud. You're slumming it, Jackson, Serena said, sipping a gin and tonic. Hanging with some mechanic in West End? What's this bullshit? It's not bullshit, Jax shot back, voice low. I'm done with the fake life, Serena. Tiana's real. Nah. Real. Serena laughed, sharp and mean. She's after your money like the rest. And you're risking Flirt Zone's image for her? I've got photos, Jackson. You and her, painting walls like some wannabe activist. End this, or I'll make sure she knows who you are. Jax's blood ran cold. You wouldn't? Try me, Serena said, sliding her phone across the table. The screen showed him and Tiana laughing, paint on their faces, Bobby's handiwork. Jax stood, fists clenched. Stay out of my life, Serena. She smirked. You've got 1 week, little brother. Choose, your real girl or the empire you built. Back at West End, Tiana was closing up the shop, her mind on Jax. That kiss in the oil, his dumbass paint war, the way he looked at her like she was the only thing that mattered was messing with her head. But Reggie's words stuck. Jax was hiding something, and she hated not knowing what. Reggie leaned against the shop's counter, eating a chicken wing. Sis, I'm telling you, that dude's bad news. I heard him say Serena on the phone. Who the fuck is Serena? Probably some ex, Tiana said, scrubbing a wrench. But yeah, he's sketchy. I'll figure it out. Don't let him play you, Reggie warned. You're too good for that pretty boy bullshit. Tiana nodded, but her heart wasn't so sure. Jax was trouble, no doubt, but he was her kind of trouble. The next day, Jax showed up at the community lot, determined to prove himself. Tiana was organizing a cleanup, hauling trash bags with a fire in her eyes. Jax jumped in, grabbing a rake and ignoring the stares from Reggie and the other volunteers. The sun was brutal, sweat soaking his shirt, but he worked hard, stacking tires and clearing debris. Tiana watched, arms crossed. You're putting in work, Jay. Didn't think you had it in you. Told you I'm full of surprises, he said, flashing a grin. Their eyes locked, and for a moment, the world faded. Reggie's glares, Serena's threats, the lies. Jax stepped closer, handing her a water bottle. Their fingers brushed, and a jolt shot through him. Careful, pretty boy, Tiana said, voice low. You're playing with fire. Good, Jax murmured. I like getting burned. She laughed, shaking her head, but her hand lingered on his, just for a second. Under the moonlight, with kids laughing and music thumping, Jax felt something shift. He wasn't just falling for Tiana, he was ready to fight for her. Tiana, he said, voice soft. I'm not perfect, but I'm here. Don't give up on me. Hey. She looked at him, eyes searching. Don't fuck this up, Jay. I'm starting to like your dumb ass. He smiled, heart soaring. But as they walked back to the lot, hand in hand, Jax's phone buzzed in his pocket. Another text from Serena. Time's running out, Jackson. Tell her, or I will. Fuck, Jax whispered, the weight of his lies crashing down. Yo, y'all feeling the heat and the drama? Jax is walking a tightrope, and Tiana's not playing games. Drop a comment where you at, and what you think's gonna happen next. Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell for more Atlanta chaos. Shit's about to hit the fan. The Atlanta night was sticky, the kind of humid that made your clothes cling like a bad ex. West End buzzed with its usual chaos, streetlights flickering, kids blasting music from a parked car, and the faint smell of BBQ lingering in the air. Jax Reed, still playing Jay Coleman, the broke-ass freelancer, was in way deeper than he'd planned. Tiana Carter had him hooked, her fire and realness pulling him in like nothing else ever had. But his millionaire secret was a ticking bomb, and with his sister Serena and Tiana's brother Reggie sniffing around, Jax was one wrong move from blowing it all up. Tiana, 28, was at her shop, Carter's Auto, wrench in hand, her braids swinging as she cursed out a busted carburetor. Her dark skin glowed under the shop's harsh lights, her tank top and jeans smeared with grease but somehow making her look like a damn queen. She was still reeling from that oil-soaked kiss with Jax a couple weeks back, not to mention the way he'd stepped up at the community fundraiser. Dude was trouble clumsy, shady, but her kind of trouble. Still, Reggie's warnings about Jax's weird vibes had her on edge. She didn't do liars, and something about Jay wasn't adding up. Jax, meanwhile, was sweating bullets in his broke, disguise-faded tee, scuffed sneakers, and a fake-ass vibe that was getting harder to maintain. He'd spent the past week glued to Tiana, grabbing coffee, splitting wings at Rusty's, even helping her teach kids at the community lot. Every laugh, every touch, made him fall harder, but the lie was eating him alive. He wanted to come clean. But how do you tell a woman like Tiana you've been faking your whole life? "Hey babe, I'm actually a millionaire who lied to test you." Sounded like a one-way ticket to a wrench in the face. Tonight, they were headed to a jazz club downtown, a spot Tiana loved called Blue Note. The place was all dim lights, velvet booths, and the smoky wail of a saxophone. Jax showed up early, nervous as hell, in a thrift store button-up that felt like sandpaper. Tiana rolled in at 9 p.m., rocking a tight black dress that hugged her curves like it was custom-made. Her braids were loose, framing her face, and her smile hit Jax like a shot of bourbon. "Damn, you clean up nice," Jax said, standing to pull out her chair. Tiana smirked, sliding into the booth. "Don't get used to it, pretty boy. This dress is on loan from my cousin. You still look like you shop at Goodwill." Rude. Jax laughed, but his eyes were glued to her. "You're killing me in that dress. Keep dreaming," she teased, sipping her whiskey sour. "So Jay, you gonna tell me something real tonight, or you sticking to your hustling bullshit?" Jax's stomach twisted. He wanted to spill everything flirt zone, the penthouse. The millions, but fear stopped him. "What you want to know?" he asked, dodging. "I'm an open book." "Bullshit," Tiana said, leaning closer. "You're hiding something, Jay. I can smell it." He forced a grin, heart pounding. "All you're smelling is my cheap cologne." She laughed, but her eyes stayed sharp, searching. The band switched to a slow R&B track, Maxwell's voice curling through the air. Tiana stood, grabbing his hand. "Come on, dance with me. Let's see if you're as smooth as you think." Jax followed her to the tiny dance floor, her hand warm in his. They swayed, bodies close, her coconut scent mixing with whiskey and heat. His hands settled on her hips, her curves soft under his fingers, and she pressed against him, eyes locked on his. "You're not half bad at this," she murmured, her lips brushing his ear. "Only 'cause I got the best partner," Jax said, voice low. Her laugh vibrated against his chest, and fuck, he was gone. He tilted her chin up, kissing her slow and deep, the world fading to just her taste, her warmth, the way she melted into him. The kiss turned hungry, her nails grazing his neck, and Jax was ready to lose himself right there. "Get a room, damn," a guy at the bar muttered, breaking the spell. Tiana pulled back, laughing, her cheeks flushed. "Your trouble, Jay Coleman," she said, but her smile said she didn't mind. Back at Tiana's place, a cozy apartment above a laundromat, things got hotter. The living room was all mismatched furniture, family photos, and a faint smell of Brenda's collard greens. Tiana kicked off her heels, pouring them both wine as a Jill Scott track played low. "You hungry?" she asked, tossing him a grin. "Mama left some mac and cheese." "Nah, I'm good," Jax said, watching her move. "Just enjoying the view." "Oh." Tiana rolled her eyes, but her hips swayed a little extra as she walked over. "Smooth talker, huh?" She sat next to him on the couch, their thighs brushing. The wine hit fast, loosening them up, and soon they were laughing about the fundraiser, Jax's paint disaster, and Reggie's overprotective ass. "You know he thinks you're a spy or some shit," Tiana said, sipping her wine. Jax choked on his. A spy? Man, Reggie's wild. He's protective, Tiana said, setting her glass down. But I can handle my own. Oh, I know, Jax murmured, his hand finding her knee. Her skin was warm, electric, and when she didn't pull away, he leaned in. Their lips met, soft at first, then urgent. Tiana straddled his lap, her dress riding up, and Jax groaned as her hands roamed his chest, popping buttons on his shirt. His fingers dug into her hips, sliding under the hem of her dress, her skin hot against his. "Fuck, Tiana," he growled, kissing her neck, her collarbone, tasting salt and desire. She moaned, low and needy, her nails raking his back as she ground against him. The couch creaked, wine glasses tipped, and Jax was losing his damn mind, her body driving him wild. Her dress was half off, his shirt gone, when, boom, the front door slammed open, and Reggie stood there, eyes wide. "What the fuck is this?" Tiana yelped, scrambling off Jax. "Reggie, get out!" "No." Jax grabbed his shirt, heart hammering. "Man, it's not." "Shut up, pretty boy," Reggie barked, pointing. "I knew you were bad news." Tiana yanked her dress down, face burning. "Reg, chill. It's my house, my life." Reggie wasn't having it. "I got something you need to see, sis." He pulled out his phone, showing a blurry photo shot of Jax in a tailored suit, sipping champagne at some fancy gala. "This you, right?" Jay Coleman, my ass. Jax's blood ran cold. Bobby, that dumbass PI, must have sent it to the wrong person. "Tiana, I can explain." "Explain what?" Tiana snapped, snatching the phone. Her eyes scanned the photo, then locked on Jax, hurt and fury mixing. "You're a fucking millionaire? This whole broke-ass act was a lie?" "It's not like that," Jax said, standing. "I lied about my name. My job not how I feel about you. I love you, Tiana." "Love?" She laughed bitter. "You don't even know what that shit means. You played me, Jay, or whatever the fuck your name is." She threw his shirt at him, tears in her eyes. "Get out." "Tiana, please." Jax stepped closer, but Reggie blocked him. "You heard her," Reggie growled. "Bounce, or I'm breaking your pretty face." Jax grabbed his shoes, heart shattering. "I'm sorry," he whispered, but Tiana turned away, arms crossed. He walked out, the door slamming behind him. The next day, Jax was a wreck, pacing his penthouse in Midtown. The place was all glass and leather, but it felt like a cage. Gabe, his K-pop-obsessed assistant, was sprawled on the couch, eating Cheetos. "Boss, you look like shit," Gabe said, licking orange dust off his fingers. "What happened?" "She found out," Jax said, sinking into a chair. "Bobby fucked up, sent Reggie a photo. Now Tiana thinks I'm a lying asshole." "You kinda are," Gabe said, dodging Jax's glare. "Why didn't you just tell her?" "I was scared she'd hate me," Jax admitted, voice raw. "She's the first person who ever saw me, not my money." Gabe sighed. "You gotta fix this, man. But Serena's on your ass, too. She called me, said she's got more dirt." "Fuck Serena," Jax snapped. "I'm done letting her run my life." Across town, Tiana was at Carter's Auto, slamming tools harder than necessary. Her mama, Brenda, a 50-something queen with a sharp tongue and a killer cornbread recipe, watched from the office. "You gonna break that wrench, baby," Brenda said, sipping sweet tea. "He lied, Mama," Tiana said, voice shaking. "Jay or Jackson Reed, whoever the fuck he is, she played me like a damn fool." Brenda set her glass down, eyes soft but knowing. "He's a fool, all right, but I saw how he looked at you. That boy's in love, Tiana. Question is, you love him back?" Tiana froze, her chest tight. "I don't know, Mama. I can't trust him." "Then figure it out," Brenda said. "But don't let pride fuck up something real." Desperate to make things right, Jax showed up at Tiana's apartment that night, carrying a Tupperware of Brenda's mac and cheese he'd begged for. He'd spent the day practicing a speech, but when Tiana opened the door, all he could say was, "I fucked up, Tiana. I'm sorry." She crossed her arms, eyes red. "You think mac and cheese fixes this? You lied about your whole damn life, Jax." "I know," he said, stepping closer. I was a dumbass, pretending to be someone else. But everything I felt that night at the jazz club, the fundraiser, every laugh that was real. I love you, Tiana. I'll do whatever it takes to prove it. Her lip trembled, and for a second, he thought she'd cave. She stepped forward, their faces inches apart, and he could feel her heat, her anger, her hurt. You broke my heart, she whispered, then kissed him hard, desperate, like she was fighting herself. Jax pulled her close, his hands on her waist, her body pressed against his. The kiss was fire, raw and needy, but she shoved him back, tears streaming. "Get out," she said, voice breaking. "I can't do this." Before Jax could respond, Gabe's voice echoed from his phone, left on speaker in his pocket. "Boss, your Porsche is on the news. Some reporters calling you a secret philanthropist." Tiana's eyes widened. "Porsche? Philanthropist? Get the fuck out, Jax." He grabbed his phone, cursing Gabe's timing, and left, the door slamming like a gunshot. Outside, he leaned against his rented Chevy, head in his hands. He'd lost her, and it was his own damn fault. Meanwhile, Reggie was at Rusty's, plotting. He'd overheard Jax's call with Gabe, catching words like Serena and flirt zone. "That dude's a snake," he told his buddy Dre over beers. "I'm gonna find out what he's really up to." Dre, a barber with a knack for gossip, grinned. "Bet he's one of them rich boys messing with West End. You tell Tiana?" "She knows enough," Reggie said, cracking his knuckles. "But I'm not done with him." Across town, Serena was in her Buckhead office, scrolling through Bobby's latest photos. Jax and Tiana at the jazz club, her dress half off, him looking like a lovesick puppy. "He's throwing away everything for her?" Serena muttered, tossing her phone. "Time to play dirty." "Yo, y'all feeling Tiana's heartbreak and Jax's dumbass mistakes? That couch scene was straight fire, but now shit's falling apart. Drop a comment where you reading from, and who you rooting for. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for the next part. It's about to get wilder." The Atlanta air was thick, the kind of sticky that made you want to peel your skin off. West End was buzzing as always, kids hollering on the corner, a lowrider blasting Future, and the smell of fried fish drifting from a food truck. But at Carter's Auto, Tiana Carter was a storm, ready to break. Her braids were pulled tight in a bun, her tank top soaked with sweat as she slammed a wrench into a busted engine, each hit echoing her rage. At 28, she was a four-star skin glowing, curves that could stop a damn parade, and eyes that cut through bullshit like a hot knife. Finding out Jax, her pretty boy Jay Coleman, was actually Jackson Reed, a fucking millionaire, had her heart in knots. That kiss on her couch, his hands on her body, the way he made her laugh, it felt real. But now, all she could see was lies. Jax, 33, was a wreck across town in his midtown penthouse. His flirt zone empire had made him rich, but right now he felt like the brokest dude alive. His thrift store tee was crumpled on the floor, his hazel eyes bloodshot from no sleep. Tiana's words, "You played me." Jax rang in his head like a bad hook. He'd lied about his name, his life, to find someone who loved him for him, not his bank account. But losing Tiana hurt worse than anything. He was ready to fight for her, but his sister Serena and her hired goon Bobby were closing in, and Reggie, Tiana's protective brother, was ready to bury him. Jax slumped on his leather couch, staring at the Atlanta skyline. Gabe, his K-pop-obsessed assistant, was sprawled on the floor, scrolling X and eating a bag of flamin' hot Cheetos. "Boss, you look like you got hit by a bus," Gabe said, licking orange dust off his fingers. "Tiana still icing you out?" "Yeah," Jax muttered, rubbing his face. "She thinks I'm a lying piece of shit, and she's not wrong." Gabe tossed a Cheeto at him, missing by a mile. "Man, you gotta fix this. Tell her the truth, all of it, or Serena's gonna burn your whole life down." "Fuck Serena," Jax snapped, but his stomach twisted. Serena was a shark, and she'd smelled blood. At Carter's Auto, Tiana was trying to focus, but her mind was a mess. Her mama Brenda was in the office, frying okra and humming a gospel tune. At 50-something, Brenda was a queen-warm brown skin, a fro streaked with gray, and a tongue sharp enough to slice. She eyed Tiana, who was banging tools louder than necessary. "Baby, you gonna break that engine or your damn hand," Brenda said, setting a plate of cornbread on the counter. "Talk to me." Tiana sighed, dropping her wrench. "Jax lied, Mama. He's not some broke freelancer. He's Jackson Reed, some rich tech dude. Played me like a damn fool." Brenda sipped her sweet tea, unfazed. "He's a fool, all right, but I saw how he looked at you. Boy's in love, Tiana. Question is, you still feeling him?" Tiana's chest tightened. "I don't know. He made me believe in him, and now I can't trust shit." "Then find out," Brenda said, handing her a piece of cornbread. "But don't let hurt make you stupid. You're stronger than that." And tense. Tiana nodded, but her heart was heavy. She wanted to believe Jax, but the photo Reggie showed her Jax in a suit. Sipping champagne felt like a betrayal. Across town, Serena Reed was plotting in her Buckhead office, all glass walls and cold ambition. At 38, she was a lawyer with a killer instinct, running Flirt Zone's finances like a dictator. Jax's disappearing act had her pissed, and Bobby's photos of him with Tiana were the final straw. "He's throwing away our empire for some mechanic?" she hissed to her assistant Lisa, flipping through the pics. "I'm done playing nice." Lisa, a nervous 20-something, nodded. "What's the plan, miss?" "Reed. Ruin her," Serena said, her smile icy. "I've got to contact Victor Lang, that developer trying to buy up West End. He owes me a favor. Time to make Tiana's life hell." Serena called Victor, a sleazy 40-something with a fake tan and a Rolex that screamed, "New money." He was pushing to turn West End into condos, and Tiana's community center was a thorn in his side. "Spread a rumor," Serena told him. "Say Tiana's stealing funds from her little charity project. Leak it to the blogs, and I've got something extra video to break her heart." Victor grinned over the phone. "You're cold, Serena. I like it. Send the video." By Monday, Tiana's world was crumbling. A local blog, ATL Gossip, posted a story. West End activist Tiana Carter caught embezzling community funds. The article, full of lies, claimed she'd pocketed donations for her community center. Donors pulled out, volunteers bailed, and the neighborhood buzzed with whispers. Tiana stood in the shop, reading the post on her phone, her hands shaking. "This is bullshit," she yelled, slamming her phone down. Reggie, tuning his DJ gear in the corner, looked up. "Who did this, sis?" he asked, eyes narrowing. "Bet it's that rich boy." Tiana shook her head. "Jax wouldn't do this. He's a liar, but he's not that low." "Then who?" Reggie pressed. "Someone's fucking with you." Before Tiana could answer, her phone pinged with a video from an unknown number. She opened it, and her heart stopped. It was Jax, in a club, grinding with some bottle blonde in a tight dress, his hands all over her. The timestamp said last weekend, right after their fight. "That motherfucker," Tiana whispered, tears burning her eyes. Reggie snatched the phone. "I told you, Tiana. He's a snake." She didn't argue, just grabbed her keys. "I'm handling this." Tiana found Jax at Piedmont Park, where he was helping clean up after a community event. The park was alive, kids flying kites, couples grilling, a speaker bumping Kendrick Lamar. Jax was in a faded tee, hauling trash bags, trying to stay in Tiana's world. When he saw her storming toward him, eyes blazing, he dropped the bag. "Tiana, what's—" "You're a lying piece of shit," she shouted, shoving her phone in his face. The video played, Jax's face clear as day, dancing with the blonde. "Was I just your side chick, Jax? Some hood experiment?" Jax's jaw dropped. "What the fuck? That's not me. I haven't been to a club in weeks." "Save it," Tiana snapped, voice breaking. "You're Jackson Reed, big shot millionaire, playing me for fun. Was it a bet? A fucking game?" "No." Jax grabbed her arm, desperate. "That video's fake. Serena's fucking with us, Tiana, I swear. I was with you last weekend painting that damn mural." Tiana yanked free, tears streaming. "You expect me to believe you after all your lies? I'm done, Jax. Lose my fucking number." She turned to leave, But Jack stepped in front of her, voice raw. "Tiana, I love you. I fucked up, but I'd never cheat. That's not me." "Then who the hell are you?" she yelled, drawing stairs. "'Cause I don't know anymore." Jack stood there, helpless, as she walked away, her shoulders shaking. The park blurred around him, the music too loud, the air too heavy. He'd lost her, and it was his own damn fault. Back at his penthouse, Jax was spiraling. Gabe was on the couch, blasting BTS and eating pizza. "Boss, you look like you died," Gabe said, tossing him a slice. "What now?" "Tiana's done with me," Jax said, voice hollow. "Serena's fucking up her life. She sent a fake video, Gabe. Me with some random chick. And now Tiana's getting smeared online some bullshit about stealing money." Gabe's eyes widened. "Serena's playing that dirty. Damn, she's evil." "I gotta fix this," Jack said, pacing. "I'm going public. Fuck it. I'll tell everyone I'm Jackson Reed, not Jay Coleman. Maybe she'll believe me then." Gabe shook his head. "Big move, boss. But you sure once you're out you can't go back?" "I don't care," Jack said. "I'm done hiding." That night, Jax posted a video on X, his face lit by the glow of his phone. "Yo, Atlanta. I'm Jackson Reed, CEO of Flirt Zone. I've been pretending to be someone else, a guy named Jay Coleman, because I wanted to find real love, not some gold digger bullshit. I met Tiana Carter, and she's the realest person I know. I lied to her, and I'm sorry. I'd give up everything for her. Tiana, if you're watching, I love you. I'm not giving up." The video blew up, racking up thousands of likes and comments. "Rich dude in love. Tiana deserves better. This is some soap opera shit." But Tiana didn't respond. She saw either phone pinged with notifications, but her heart was too raw. She curled up on her couch, hugging a pillow, and cried. At Carter's Auto, the fallout was brutal. The community center was on life support, donors gone, and Tiana's reputation trashed. Reggie was in the shop trying to cheer her up with bad jokes. "Yo, sis, you want me to DJ a Fuck Jack's party? I got a playlist ready." Tiana forced a laugh, wiping her eyes. "Not funny, Reg. This shit's killing me." Brenda walked in, carrying a tray of peach cobbler. "Baby, you're stronger than this," she said, setting it down. "That boy's a mess, but he's fighting for you. That video takes guts." "Guts don't fix lies," Tiana said, picking at the cobbler. "And this rumor about me stealing, it's ruining everything I worked for." Reggie's phone buzzed a text from Dre, his barber buddy. "Yo, check this. ATL Gossip got that story from some suit named Victor Lang. Sound familiar?" Tiana's eyes narrowed. "Lang? That condo asshole trying to buy up West End?" "Bingo," Reggie said, cracking his knuckles. "Bet he's tied to Jax's people." Tiana shook her head. "Jax wouldn't do that, but someone's pulling strings." Meanwhile, Serena was in her office, smirking at her handiwork. Bobby, the PI, was there, munching a donut and looking nervous. "You sure about this, Miss Reed?" he asked, wiping crumbs off his tacky jacket. "That video I faked, it's got Tiana's whole hood turning on her." "Good," Serena said, sipping wine. "She'll dump Jackson, and he'll come crawling back to Flirt Zone. Victor's handling the rest, spreading rumors, tanking her little community project." Bobby shifted. "What if Jackson finds out?" "He won't," Serena snapped. "You got paid, Bobby. Keep your mouth shut." But Bobby wasn't the only problem. Reggie was on the warpath, digging into Jax's life. He'd overheard another call, Jax arguing with Gabe about Victor, and was convinced Jax was in on the condo scheme. "I'm gonna fuck him up," Reggie told Dre, spinning his DJ cap backward. "Pretty boys going down." Jax, desperate to make things right, showed up at the community lot the next day. Tiana was there, hauling boxes of donations, her face set in a scowl. The lot was quieter now, the energy drained by the rumors. Jax approached, heart in his throat. "Tiana, can we talk?" She spun around, eyes blazing. "Talk? After that video bullshit? You think going viral fixes this?" "I'm trying to be real," Jax said, voice raw. "I fucked up, Tiana. I lied about who I am, but I never lied about loving you. That video of me with that girl, it's fake. Serena's behind it, and I think she's fucking with your community center too." Tiana laughed, bitter. "You expect me to believe your sister's some evil mastermind? You're the liar, Jax. Own it." "I am," he shouted, drawing eyes. "I'm owning every damn mistake. But I'm not letting you go. You're worth fighting for." Tiana's lip trembled, but she held firm. "You broke my trust, Jax, and now my community's falling apart. Get the fuck out of here." And Jax stood there, gutted, as she walked away. He knew he had to do something bigger than a viral video. But with Serena and Victor pulling strings and Reggie ready to throw punches, he was running out of time. Yo, y'all feeling Tiana's pain and Jax's desperation? Serena's playing dirty and West End's on the edge. Drop a comment where you at and whose side you on. Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell for the next part. Shit's about to explode. The Atlanta sun was relentless, baking West End like a damn biscuit. The neighborhood was quieter than usual. The fallout from ATL gossip's lies still choking Tiana Carter's community center. At 28, Tiana was a warrior, dark skin glowing despite the stress, braids pulled tight, her tank top and jeans smeared with grease from another long day at Carter's Auto. But her sharp eyes were tired, her fight to save West End from condo vultures like Victor Lang taking its toll. The fake video of Jax with some club chick and the rumors about her stealing funds had her questioning everything, especially Jax Reed, the millionaire who'd played her with his J. Coleman bullshit. Jax, 33, was a mess in his midtown penthouse. His flirt zone empire felt like a noose now, his hazel eyes bloodshot from sleepless nights. His viral ex video coming clean about being a millionaire and begging Tiana's forgiveness had blown up, but she hadn't responded. Her words, "Lose my fucking number," echoed in his head. He'd lied to find real love, but losing Tiana was a gut punch he couldn't shake. Serena, his cutthroat sister, and her shady PI, Bobby, were making things worse, and Reggie, Tiana's DJ brother, was ready to throw hands. Jax needed a miracle to fix this. At Carter's Auto, Tiana was slamming tools, her anger a shield against the hurt. Her mama, Brenda, was in the office, frying catfish and humming a gospel tune. "Baby, you gonna break that wrench or your spirit," Brenda said, setting a plate of cornbread on the counter. "What's eating you?" "Everything, mama," Tiana said, voice raw. "Jax's lies, this bullshit rumor about me stealing, the community center falling apart. I'm done." Brenda's eyes softened. "You're not done, Tiana. You're a Carter. We don't quit. And that boy, he's a fool, but he's fighting for you." That video took balls. Tiana snorted, picking at the cornbread. Balls don't fix lies. And that video of him with some chick, I can't unsee it. Reggie stormed in, dreads swinging, his DJ cap backward. "Yo, sis, I got something." He held up his phone, eyes lit with mischief. "That video of Jax, it's fake as fuck. I ran it through some software deepfake shit. The pixels don't lie." Tiana's jaw dropped. "Deepfake? You sure?" "Hell yeah," Reggie said, grinning. "I'm a DJ, not a dumbass. Someone's playing you, and I bet it's that Serena chick Jax was talking about." 9. Tiana's mind raced. If the video was fake, maybe Jax was telling the truth about loving her. But the rumors, the community center, someone was pulling strings, and she was ready to yank back. Across town, Jax was in his penthouse, pacing like a caged lion. Gabe, his K-pop loving assistant, was sprawled on the couch, blasting Stray Kids and eating gummy worms. "Boss, you gotta chill," Gabe said, tossing a gummy at Jax. "You're gonna wear a hole in the floor." "I can't chill," Jax snapped, catching the gummy and popping it in his mouth. "Tiana hates me. Serena's fucking up her life, and I'm out of moves." Gabe sat up, serious for once. "Not kite. I was digging through your sister's cloud, don't ask how. I'm a genius and I found some emails. Serena's been talking to Victor Lang, that condo asshole. They're behind the rumors about Tiana stealing. Check this." He handed Jax his laptop, open to an email chain. "Serena to Victor. Spread the embezzlement story. Make it stick. I'll handle Jackson. Another email had a link to the fake video, with a note, "This'll break her." Jax's blood boiled. "That bitch," he growled. "She's trying to ruin Tiana to control me." Gabe nodded. "Yup. Your sister's a straight-up villain. What you gonna do?" Jax slammed the laptop shut. "I'm ending this. Tiana's fighting for her community, and I'm fighting for her." The next day, Tiana was at the community lot, sorting through donations that were now just a trickle. The lot was a ghost town graffiti half-painted, kids gone, the hope sucked out. She was hauling boxes when Reggie ran up, out of breath. "Sis, I tracked down that PI dude, Bobby. Caught him at a donut shop. Man's a mess, spilled everything." "What did he say?" Tiana asked, wiping sweat from her brow. "Serena paid him to fake that video," Reggie said, grinning. "And get this, she's working with Victor Lang to tank your center. They want West End for condos. Bobby's got receipts, texts, payments, the works." Tiana's eyes blazed. "That motherfucker Lang. And Serena? She's done." Reggie held up a USB drive. "Got it all here. You want me to leak it?" "Not yet," Tiana said, mind racing. "We're taking this to City Hall. They're having a meeting tomorrow about the West End rezoning. We're shutting this shit down." Jax, meanwhile, was on a mission. He'd spent the night digging into FlirtZone's financials, finding a way to hit Serena where it hurt. He called his lawyer, a no-nonsense woman named Carla. "I want to redirect funds," he told her. $1 million to Tiana's community center, anonymous. Can you make it happen?" Carla whistled. "That's a big move, Jackson. Serena's gonna lose her shit." "Let her," Jax said. "It's my money, my call." By morning, he was at Carter's auto, heart pounding. Tiana was under a truck, wrench flying, her curves killing him even now. "Tiana," he called, voice shaky. "Can we talk?" She slid out, eyes cold. "What you want, Jax?" "I'm busy." "I know about Serena and Victor," he said, stepping closer. "They're behind the rumors, the fake video, all of it. I'm not asking you to forgive me, but let me help you fight them. Please." Tiana stood, wiping her hands. "Why should I trust you? You lied about your whole damn life." "Then, because I love you," Jax said, voice raw. "I fucked up, but I'd give up everything for you. I'm done hiding. Let me prove it." She studied him, her guard up but cracking. "You got one shot, Jax. Don't fuck it up." The City Hall meeting was a circus, fluorescent lights, folding chairs, and a crowd of West End residents mixed with suits pushing for condos. Victor Lang stood at the podium, all fake charm and gelled hair, pitching his luxury development like it was God's gift. Serena was in the back, smirking in her power suit, thinking she'd won. Tiana and Jax walked in together, her in a tight red blouse and jeans, him in a simple tee, no longer hiding. Reggie trailed behind, USB in hand, ready to throw down. Tiana took the mic, her voice steady but fierce. "Y'all, Victor Lang's been lying to you. He's not saving West End, he's destroying it, and he's got help." She held up the USB. "This proves he and Serena Reed spread lies about me stealing from the community center. They want our homes for their condos." The crowd murmured, heads turning. Victor laughed too loud. "That's absurd. This woman's desperate, making up stories." "Hem." "Oh, really?" Reggie stepped up, plugging the USB into a laptop hooked to a projector. Emails flashed on the screen, Serena and Victor plotting. Receipts for Bobby's payments, even a draft of the fake video. The crowd gasped, some shouting, "Fuck that," and "Get him, Tiana." Serena's face went pale. "This is a setup," she yelled, but no one was buying it. Jax took the mic, heart pounding. "I'm Jackson Reed, CEO of FlirtZone. I lied about who I was to find real love, and I found it with Tiana Carter. She's the heart of this community, and I'm not letting anyone tear her down." He turned to the council. "I'm donating $1 million to her community center, effective today. West End stays with its people." The room erupted cheers, whistles, a kid yelling, "That's my Miss T." Victor tried to speak, but the council chair shut him down. "Mr. Lang, We're reviewing your permits. This meeting's adjourned. To be. Tiana turned to Jax, eyes wide. $1 million? You serious? Dead serious, Jax said, stepping closer. I told you, I'm all in. She grabbed his shirt, pulling him into a kiss hard, hungry, no holding back. The crowd hooted, Reggie groaning. Man, not again. Her lips tasted like fire. Her body pressed tight against his, and Jax felt the world right itself. She pulled back, breathless, her eyes locked on his. You're a hot mess, Jax Reed, but you're my mess. And, fuck yeah, I'm yours, Jax grinned, heart soaring. Reggie, shaking his head, hit play on his phone, blasting a triumphant Megan Thee Stallion track. Y'all corny as hell, he shouted, but he was smiling. Back at Carter's auto, the mood was electric. Brenda was in the office, frying chicken wings and laughing. Told you that boy's got heart, she said, nudging Tiana. Now eat, 'cause you look like you're starving. Tiana laughed, grabbing a wing. Mama, you're too much. Jax sat across from her, still buzzing from the kiss. So we good? He asked, half expecting a wrench to the head. We're something, Tiana said, smirking. You still got work to do, pretty boy. But that $1 million, nice start. Reggie, tuning his DJ gear, snorted. Man, you lucky I didn't knock your ass out. But that was some real shit back there. Thanks, man, Jax said, offering a fist bump. Reggie left him hanging but grinned. Gabe burst in, holding a bag of gummy worms. Yo, boss, you're trending again. Millionaire saves West End you. We're a damn hero. Shut up, Gabe, Jax laughed, tossing a wing at him. Gabe ducked, and the wing hit Reggie, who yelped, Man, watch the sauce. Brenda shook her head, passing out cornbread. Y'all a damn circus, but I like it. That night, Tiana and Jax sat on the community lot steps, the city lights twinkling. The air smelled of asphalt and hope, the neighborhood alive again. Tiana leaned against him, her warmth grounding him. You didn't have to do all that, she said softly. The money, the speech. I wanted to, Jax said, his hand finding hers. You're worth it, Tiana. I'm sorry I lied. I'll spend my life making it right. She looked at him, eyes soft but fierce. You better, 'cause I don't give second chances easy. I know, Jax said, kissing her forehead. I'm not fucking this up again. They sat in silence, the city humming around them, a new beginning taking root. Yo, y'all crying over that kiss or cheering for Tiana's win? That City Hall showdown was straight fire. Drop a comment where you at, and what's your favorite moment? Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell for the final part. Atlanta's about to get even wilder. The Atlanta summer was cooling off, but West End was hotter than ever. A year had passed since Tiana Carter and Jax Reed took down Serena and Victor Lang at City Hall, saving the community center and sparking a love that burned through every lie. Tiana, now 29, was a damn legend, her dark skin glowing, braids swinging in a high ponytail, her curves rocking a fitted tee and jeans as she ran Carter's Auto and the newly thriving West End Community Hub. The center was a beacon, training teens in auto repair, coding, and life skills, all thanks to Jax's $1 million donation and Tiana's relentless hustle. But the biggest change? The slight curve of her belly. She was 6 months pregnant with their daughter, Maya, and glowing like the sun. Jax, 34, had ditched his Playboy past for good. The Flirt Zone CEO was still rich, but he'd traded penthouse parties for greasy wrenches and community cookouts. His hazel eyes lit up around Tiana, and his once perfect hair was now perpetually messy from late nights helping at the hub. The lies of J. Coleman were gone, replaced by a man who'd learned that love meant showing up, no bullshit. But Serena, his ruthless sister, and the ghosts of his past still lingered, and Jax was determined to prove he was all in for Tiana, for Maya, for West End. The community hub was buzzing on a Saturday afternoon, the lot transformed for a massive BBQ. Smoke curled from grills loaded with ribs and chicken, kids ran wild with water guns, and Reggie, Tiana's DJ brother, spun a mix of Outkast, T-Pain, and Megan Thee Stallion, that had the whole block dancing. Tables groaned under soul food, Staples mac and cheese, collard greens, peach cobbler courtesy of Brenda, Tiana's mama, who was holding court with her sharp tongue and killer recipes. Tiana was in the thick of it, directing volunteers with a clipboard and a smile. "Yo, Dre, move those tables before the kids knock 'em over," she called, rubbing her belly absently. Her red crop top and denim shorts showed off her pregnancy glow, and every head turned when she walked by. Jax was hauling ice bags, his plain white tee soaked with sweat, muscles flexing under the weight. He caught Tiana's eye across the lot, flashing that bad boy grin that still made her weak. "You staring, Carter?" he shouted, dodging a kid's water gun blast. "Only 'cause you're slow as hell," Tiana shot back, laughing. "Hurry up, pretty boy. We got mouths to feed." Reggie, at his DJ booth, snorted into the mic. "Man, y'all corny as fuck. Get a room." The crowd hooted, and Brenda, flipping chicken on the grill, yelled, "Reggie, watch your mouth. I raised you better than that." "Sorry, Mama," Reggie grinned, switching to a slow jam track. "This one's for the lovebirds." Jax dropped the ice, jogging over to Tiana. He grabbed her hand, pulling her into a dance right there in the dirt. Her laugh was music, her body swaying against his, and for a moment it was just them, her warmth, her coconut scent, the tiny kicks of Maya against his hand. "You're gonna be a hell of a mom," Jax murmured, kissing her forehead. "And you better not fuck up as a dad," Tiana teased, her eyes sparkling. "Maya's counting on you." "Never," Jax said, voice serious. "I'm done fucking up, Tiana." "One." She smirked, but her hand squeezed his. A silent "I believe you." The BBQ was a hit, the community alive with hope. Teens from the hub showed off their skills, fixing a beat-up truck on display, while others handed out flyers for free coding classes. Jax had become a fixture here, teaching kids basic app design and getting roasted for his terrible wrench skills. "Man, you hold that like it's a damn iPhone." One teen, Jamal, laughed, tossing him a rag. "Keep talking, kid. I'll code circles around you," Jax shot back, grinning. Brenda watched from the grill, her fro gleaming in the sun. She pulled Tiana aside, handing her a plate of ribs. "That boy's changed, baby," she said, nodding at Jax. "Light his ass off, but he's showing up now. You happy?" Tiana chewed a rib, her eyes on Jax, joking with the kids. "Yeah, Mama. He's real. Took a while, but he's mine." Brenda smiled, patting her belly. "Good. Maya's gonna need her daddy." One. Across the lot, Gabe, Jax's assistant, was trying to help by passing out sodas, his K-pop playlist blasting from his phone. "Yo, boss, this party's lit," he shouted, then tripped over a cooler, spilling Sprite everywhere. The crowd roared and Reggie yelled, "Man, you're a walking disaster." "Fuck off, Reggie," Gabe laughed, brushing himself off, but his grin faded when he spotted a familiar face in the crowd. Bobby, Serena's bumbling PI, lurking by a fence with a camera. "Oh shit," Gabe muttered, texting Jax. "Bobby's here. Trouble." Jax's phone buzzed, and his stomach dropped. Serena had been quiet since the City Hall fiasco, but he knew she wasn't done. He scanned the crowd, spotting Bobby's tacky jacket. "Stay here," he told Tiana, kissing her cheek before heading over. Bobby froze when Jax grabbed his arm. "What the fuck you doing here, man?" Just enjoying the BBQ." Bobby stammered, donut crumbs on his shirt. "Nice ribs." "Bullshit," Jax growled. "Serena sent you, didn't she?" Bobby sighed, defeated. "She's in New York, man. Said she just wanted pics, see what you're up to. I'm done with her schemes, I swear." Jax let him go, eyes hard. "Tell her to stay the fuck away from us. We're done." Bobby nodded, scurrying off. But Jax's gut told him Serena wasn't out of the game. As the sun dipped low, painting the sky orange, the BBQ hit its peak. Reggie's music had everyone dancing, kids and grannies alike. Tiana was laughing with Dre, the barber, when a delivery truck pulled up, unloading a shiny vintage Mustang Cherry Red, fully restored. The crowd gasped, and Tiana's jaw dropped. "What the hell?" Jax stepped forward, a nervous grin on his face. "Tiana, Come here." She walked over, eyes wide. "Jax, what's this?" "Your dream car," he said, handing her the keys. "For the hub. You can teach the kids on it. Make it a project. And one more thing." He dropped to one knee, pulling a small box from his pocket. The crowd hushed, Reggie cutting the music with a dramatic, "Oh shit." Inside the box was a ring, simple silver, with a tiny wrench charm etched with Tiana. Jax's hands shook, his voice raw. "Tiana Carter, I was a dumbass, lying about who I was, but you made me better, made me real. I love you, Maya, this whole damn community. Marry me. Not Jackson Reed, the millionaire. Just me, the guy who's all in for you." Tiana's eyes filled with tears, her hand on her belly. "You're still a fucking mess, Jax Reed," she said, voice breaking. "But hell yeah, I'll marry you." The crowd erupted, cheers, whistles, Brenda shouting, "That's my girl." Jax slid the ring on her finger, his hands trembling, and pulled her into a kiss deep, hungry, like the world didn't exist. Tiana's arms wrapped around his neck, her body pressed against his, and the heat between them burned hotter than the Atlanta sun. Reggie restarted the music, blasting Love on Top, and the crowd danced around them, a sea of joy. "Man, y'all corny as hell," Reggie laughed, but he was dabbing his eyes. Gabe, waving his phone, shouted, "I'm live streaming this. You're trending, boss." "Shut up, Gabe," Jax and Tiana said in unison, laughing into each other's mouths. A week later, a letter arrived at Carter's auto, postmarked from New York. Tiana opened it, her brows furrowing. It was from Serena, her handwriting sharp but hesitant. "Tiana, Jackson, I was wrong. I let money blind me, and I hurt you both. I'm starting over, trying to be better. I hope you find happiness. P.S. I sent a check for Maya's college fund. Use it well." Tiana handed it to Jax, who was helping her clean the shop. "Your sister's got some nerve," she said, but her voice was soft. Jax read it, his jaw tight. "She's got a long way to go, but maybe she's trying." Tiana nodded, tossing him a rag. "Let's see if she means it. Now wipe that counter, pretty boy." "Yes, ma'am." Jax grinned, stealing a kiss. Her lips were warm, tasting of sweet tea, and he felt Maya kick against his hand. Months later, the hub was thriving. Teens packed the auto shop, learning from Tiana, while others coded apps in a room Jax had funded. The Mustang was a star, kids painting it with murals of West End pride. Tiana, now 8 months pregnant, was radiant, her belly round under a flowy dress. Jax was her shadow, carrying her tools, rubbing her feet, and getting roasted by the kids for his terrible diaper-changing practice runs. One Sunday, the community threw a baby shower at the lot, a smaller version of the BBQ. Brenda's soul food spread was epic fried catfish, collard greens, sweet potato pie. Reggie spun a chill playlist, joking, "No twerking tracks till Maya's born." Gabe showed up with a gift onesie with Future Coder, printed on it, then tripped over a chair, spilling punch. "Man, I'm a damn hazard," he laughed as Dre tossed him a towel. Bobby surprisingly showed up too, looking sheepish with a stuffed teddy bear. "Figured I owed you," he told Tiana, scratching his neck. "Sorry for the bullshit with Serena." Tiana took the bear, smirking. "You're all right, Bobby. Just don't trip into my grill." The shower was all love kids giving Tiana handmade cards, Brenda tearing up, Jax holding her hand like he'd never let go. As the sun set, Tiana leaned against him, her head on his shoulder. "We did good, Jax," she said, rubbing her belly. "We're just getting started," he murmured, kissing her temple. "You, me, Maya thesis home." The wedding came a month after Maya's birth. It was a block party at the hub, the lot decked out in fairy lights and sunflowers. Tiana walked down a makeshift aisle in a simple white dress, her curves still killer even post-baby, Maya cradled in her arms. Jax waited at the altar, a folding table covered in a cloth, his eyes wet, his grin wide. Brenda officiated, her voice booming. "Y'all better love each other in sickness, health, and when you're both acting a damn fool." "I do," Tiana said, her smile bright as she handed Maya to Reggie. "I do," Jax said, voice breaking, slipping a band next to her wrench ring. The kiss was long, passionate, sealing a love that had survived lies, drama, and Atlanta heat. The crowd cheered, Reggie blasting Sweet Love by Anita Baker, and Gabe, predictably, spilled cake, yelling, "Why's this shit always happen to me?" As they danced under the stars, Tiana whispered, "You're stuck with me, pretty boy." "Len." "Good," Jack said, pulling her close. "I ain't going nowhere." Yo, y'all crying happy tears or dancing to that Anita Baker vibe. Jax and Tiana fought through lies and came out stronger. What a ride. Drop a comment where you at, and what's your favorite moment. Rate this story 0 to 10, and smash that subscribe button. Ring that bell for more love, drama, and BBQ vibes. Who's ready for the next Atlanta tale? Let's go.